Hello, hello. Welcome to On the Reel. I know I caught you guys off guard today. I usually run this show on Sunday, but it is Wednesday and I had some time. I got off work a little earlier today and I thought, it's good to test out days too. I've done lives on Sundays for the most part for I don't know, quite a while. Like even before my hiatus, I was doing them on Sundays. Occasionally you catch me on a Friday or a Saturday. But yeah, I like Sundays usually my day. But that being said, I do want to add more content to the channel. So I will be bouncing around sometimes like today, just to see what kind of engagement there is certain days. But yeah, it's more of just like a test for my own information for you know the future and when I'm going to be scheduling these things. But yeah, I know hopefully you guys have your notifications on, so that helps a lot. Since I don't have like the established days, I mean, yes, you can somewhat expect me to go live on Sundays, but not every Sunday. So it's best if you just turn on that notification bell or whatever it is, and that'll keep you up to date. Hopefully, I know that thing like doesn't work half the time either. So it is what it is. But anyways, whoever can catch it today live, cool. I see Las Cruces in the chat already. He caught it. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Las Cruces. Always good to see you. But yeah, whoever can catch it on the rewind, that's awesome too. But you guys know the drill. This is just a show where I love talking movies and I just want to go over what's showing now, what's showing in the future, and then, just see what you guys are excited about. And I'll tell you what my thoughts are on movies I've seen and movies that I'm excited for as well. So yeah, it's kind of just like a little movie recap type of show. Sometimes we watch trailers too. But yeah, I just wanted a place to kind of share my movie enthusiasm with y'all. So this is it. Anyways, all right, let's jump into this. Cinemark is where I usually go to kind of just give an overview. They have it laid out pretty good here. So let's go to now playing. Let me share the screen with you guys. And cheers. I have my little energy drink here, a little parched too. Hope you guys are having a great week thus far. And I hope that you guys were able to see a couple of these movies so you guys could let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, okay, so now playing, first and foremost, we have to talk about Blue Beetle. I did end up going to watch that. It's so funny because I have had such a roller coaster of emotions with my excitement level and everything for this movie. I was not sure what to expect, I guess, after this whole DC debacle as of late. Yeah, so I know, I'm not even going to get into how they're restructuring DC and all of that with Gun and everything. You guys should all know that this show isn't really to recap news. That's not something I particularly like to do or keep up with, but I will address it as if you guys already know. So hopefully you guys can do that research on the side because I don't got the time for that. But let's see who's in the chat here. So I said Las Cruces earlier. Hey, what's going on? Gore Vidal. It's always good to see you, dude. Very, very cool to have you here. And then, Joseph, what's up? How are you? It's good to see you. Okay. So yeah, going back to Blue Beetle, I wasn't sure. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, hell yeah, I was really excited, pumped for it. Latino superhero. I mean, what's not to love? It looked fun, lighthearted, you name it. And, you know, even that though was a little, even though it was like cool to see, like I was still a little hesitant with it all because I feel like that's what we're getting a lot lately, like with the trailers, is that fun, like Marvel upbeat kind of humor, and so I've been seeing it. You've been seeing it all the time with the superhero movies. So even though I was excited for certain reasons, I was also a little like hesitant with it. I wasn't sure. I was also made aware later that like this was supposed to be a like straight to streaming movie. So I don't know. I was like, okay, well, hopefully it's good. I was still optimistic. And then with each DC release, I was like, oh my God, like they're not bad, but they're also not great. And I was always somewhere in the middle. If you go back and look at, my little reviews and stuff, like I'm entertained, but I'm never like over the moon about any of these films. So I was kind of getting bummed out when it came to like Blue Beetle and even like Aquaman coming later. I just was like, oh God, I think I'm just gonna stick to horror these days because I've been kind of getting let down by DC. So yeah. It's been definitely a roller coaster. That being said, I jumped on Nearing Nirvana the other day and I was chatting with Jen over there and she was super enthusiastic for Blue Beetle. I think she had like posted on IG, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where I was like reading her excitement because she had like a huge little paragraph about it. And I was like, you know what? She's getting me excited again. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch it and try to take all the preconceived notions and kind of throw them out the window, right? So I went and I was I was actually surprised at how much I really did enjoy the movie. I thought it was well done in almost every regard. I think that yeah, there were definitely some of the like familiar tropes that you see, but I felt like they did it in a way that felt different and felt new still, which is hard to do these days. So I definitely give him praise for that. And I do think that like Sarandon, who I love, I think she's a great actress. I think they underutilized her for sure. I think that while it wasn't like bad, it's her character and the OMAC, all that OMAC storyline. I think it worked, but it did feel kind of like they just plugged it in and it wasn't it could have been anything, any X kind of plug-in of, a generic character there inserted there. So it was okay. But everything else around it though, I thought was really well done. It really showed like that Latino culture a lot more than I thought it was going to. I yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that. And being a Latina myself, it really tugged at my heartstrings at certain points, which I also was not expecting. They had a really good family dynamic, and they showed that camaraderie and that close knit, like home is where the heart is type of vibe that it's hard to show that sometimes in these big budget films, but they actually did. They accomplished that pretty well. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. The humor was I was laughing pretty consistently throughout, which is also kind of weird for me because a lot of times I'm just kind of like not feeling the comedy that they put in these movies, but it wasn't bad. I really do like George Lopez too, so it was cool seeing him. One thing I did think was pretty I don't know, out there and exaggerated was the fact that he was a pilot and like just knew everything about everything that there was to know about like electronics and gizmos and gadgets and stuff. So that was a little far-fetched for me, but anyway, overall though, I thought I had a good time. I would recommend it. I'd give it like a B plus or something. B plus. It was pretty good. Doing good, still healing, but overall great. I'm so glad that you're better now, Joseph. Yeah, definitely good to hear that and hear you're doing well. And it's good to see you here too. Blue Beetle is a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, so you saw too. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. And I am actually eager to see more because if that's the first movie and it was that good, like imagine how like what they could do with it later. I think that's what's exciting about it. It's like it's a pretty promising story and character, and they could just do so much with that. Um, Local reaction from comic shop customers I know has been extremely positive about Blue Beetle. What did they say of it? What they did say was being surprised that the theaters weren't full. Yeah, I know. It's definitely not making as much as they had are I think right that they had thought it was going to. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really keep up with all that. But yeah, I did hear that it's like it's not doing terribly, but it's they thought it was going to do better. Um but that's like all the DC movies lately, right? They're just kind of plummeting. But at least this one was good and not subpar, at least in my opinion. But yeah, did you watch it, Gore? Susan Sarandon is this film. Did not know that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, she might as well not have been because of how underutilized she was, but she was still cool. She played her part. She did her job. It's just what she was working with. The type of character was kind of superficial. So there's that. But she played it well. It's unusual to see Hispanic representation on screen, and when it does happen, it tends to stereotype. Yeah, no, I thought they did it really well with this one. It was a very good depiction of being it kind of in that in between where you still have that like ethnic culture, but also you're also American, and um it's that mix of the two being multicultural. And yeah, they had moments. There were a couple moments where I was like, okay, they did because the soundtrack. Oh God, don't get me started with the soundtrack. That was a straight like throw to like all these '90s, like early '90s, like Hispanic pop, and I was like floored because there were some of those songs that I hadn't heard in like ages, and it was like Luis Miguel. It was, I think they had a Selena one playing at one point, and then they had oh my God. They had a couple what was it called? I can't remember. There were like two other ones that I had recognized, and I was like, oh wow, that is a deep cut right there. Um Needed origin story. Oh my god, she was a great character. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need more of the Nana for sure. Which I'm wondering like if people really caught on to that, if because some people aren't really educated about like how women really did take part in the Mexican Revolution. Like crazy. It's not like back in the day here where it was just the men. For the large part that were doing a lot of the fighting. But yeah, so I can see how that might have been like weird for people that don't really know that history, but it was cool that they like added that too. And she was crazy. I loved it. Hey, old wolf, what's going on? Yay, smash the thumbs for sure. Luis Miguel, Selena, that's interesting. No, they didn't. I wish they had early Shakira. That'd have been cool. It was like, oh, I can't remember the other two. Joseph, do you remember? He might remember the other ones. But I was just like, oh man. I didn't think I was gonna have this like blast to the past like in this movie at all, but it was really cool. It was really, really cool. And they showed like tacos. Oh, at one point there he was eating some tacos and it looked delicious. And I was like, oh God, I need to get some after the movie now too. But yeah, no, I would highly recommend Blue Beetle for sure. If you haven't gone, you should. Who knows? Like maybe it will make its budget back. I don't know. I don't really keep up with those things because it's kind of depressing these days to do that. But Gran Turismo, I have not watched. I do want to watch that. I saw the preview one of the last episodes we did, and I actually thought it looked cool. So I'll definitely try to catch that if I can, if I have time. Otherwise, I'll just stream it. Strays, I was able to watch. I threw up a little short about it. It was okay. I mean, what do you expect, right? I mean, it was a cute little comedy. It was pretty raunchy actually at times as well. It was very like early 2000s, like Harold and Kumar type of humor, you know, like um if you like that kind of humor, then yeah, definitely go check it out. Otherwise, I'd say it's a very streamable movie. Absolutely. So I thought the voiceovers were awesome. It's Will Ferrell and Jimmy Fox. They were on point with that. So yeah, great cast. The CGI moving mouths looked pretty good too. So it's a cute movie, cute story, but nothing I would say you'd really have to go out and try to watch ASAP or anything like that. Barbie, I didn't get to watch. Y'all can sound off in the comments and tell me how that was because I'd be very interested to know what you guys thought. Um, I wasn't really enthused by the preview. I do love Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie as actors and actresses, but I just I didn't really care for the premise or anything from what I saw. Um, I'm a little intrigued just because I know they built out that world and Greta Gerwig, you know, the director. So yeah, I would definitely give it a chance. I just didn't feel like going to the movies for that because there were so many other movies actually to watch, thankfully, that, you know, I had to just kind of pick and choose. I ended up watching Oppenheimer, which we talked about in the last stream, so I won't go super into that, but I do recommend Oppenheimer. I have not seen TMNT. Oh my God. Have you guys watched it? If so, please also let me know what you guys thought of that. I really do plan to watch that. That might have to happen this weekend. I hope it's still in theaters, right? It should be. Um, but yeah, that's something I'm really pumped for. I love the animation style from what I could see in the trailers. It reminds me a lot of like the Spider-Man. I wonder if it's the same people doing it because it looks very similar as like the into the Spider-Verse. So yeah, definitely on the to-do list. Let's see what else. Oh, Meg 2. Meg 2 I've been wanting to go watch it. I would love to go see that at the drive-in. That just feels like a summer drive-in movie. So I hope I can do that. Maybe I'll try doing that on Saturday cuz yeah, I remember watching Meg the first one and it was hilarious. I liked it for what it was, you know. Um it's just a kind of silly type of shark movie, but I feel like they're all the shark movies lately are silly, right? Like nothing will ever be like Jaws where it's like super dramatic at times. Like I don't know. Now they're just goofy and ridiculous, like Sharknado or something. But yeah, definitely interested to see the second one. Haunted Mansion, I did watch. Haunted Mansion was delightful. I actually really liked it. I thought it could have been trimmed down a little bit. It was a little long. There were parts that lagged a little bit. Um, most of the humor was good. There were some jokes here and there that fell flat for me, but for the most part, I had a really good time watching it. It really did feel like you were walking through the Haunted Mansion at Disney. So, like, definitely thumbs up for that movie. Ensemble cast was great. Danny DeVito was definitely a standout, I would say. They were all great, though. They were all great. The little kid too. Oh my god, he was so good. Yeah, definitely a good movie to go check out if you have kids or something like that with the family, or even like on a date or something. It's a good one. It's a feel good one. And it's spooky. Come on. Gotta watch the spooky. Get the spooky vibes. Get ready for the Halloween season. I haven't seen Sound of Freedom. Um, I heard there's some like weird like controversy with that. I haven't looked into that any of it. So it's not even showing at my theater, so I haven't gone to see it. But again, y'all let me know. For any of the movies I haven't seen, you guys can tell me what y'all thought of it and whether you recommend it. I'm like dying right now. Sorry about that, guys. Mm. Yeah, there were like two more that I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're playing this. But I can't think of it. It's gonna bug me though, because I'm just like that. Oh, okay, good. It it looked awesome. Like that's one of those trailers where you're just like, you know it's gonna be good. I love that. I love seeing that, especially from like animated movies. Y'all know if you've been following me, I don't really go and watch those. I'm just not like it doesn't grab me as much. So whenever there are like Into the Spider-Verse or like this one, that's how you know like okay. That's very rare when that happens, but yeah, I definitely got to go catch that. Um Gore says it's funny, but the man I know won't see the films even though their girlfriends and wives sit through their movies. That sucks. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know if are you talking about like Barbie? How like a bunch of guys didn't want to go watch that? I don't know. I think it's silly. It didn't I don't know. That shouldn't be a testament of your manhood, right? But whatever. To each their own. Hey Carlito, what's up? I know it's weird that I'm like here on a Wednesday, right? This is the first time for me doing it on Wednesday. I've been rereading the original Mirage Team and T comics from the early 80s. Does that count? Sure. I mean, yeah. I have a few. The thing with that is I need to get like some kind of collected editions of those cuz like I have some but I don't want to put my grubby little fingers on them. So I have not read through I don't have all of them, but I have some issues here and there. And it's like I'm always scared to kind of flip through them. So I guess I need to like go digital with that or something. Oh, you like Sound of Freedom, Carlito? Okay. I like Jim. How do you say his name? Caviezel. Caviezel. You guys know what I'm saying. No controversy except made up controversy by talking heads. You know what, Carlito? I believe you. So I don't even have to ask. I'm not going to ask because I don't care, but I trust you. So, okay, Talk to Me. I just watched Talk to Me a couple days ago, and it was actually like a late showing. It kind of reminded me of when I went to watch Terrifier the other day, and it was like a little creepy. But luckily, in this showing, there are actually other human beings in there with me, so it wasn't terrifying. Um, yeah. Although the people in front of me were like yapping all throughout the previews, which, like, okay, I get it. The lights are still on. It's previews. The movie hasn't really started yet. But God, like, you're still around other people and you're talking so loud. Like, I don't want to be like the lady from all that. Like, this is a library kind of, bitchy lady like that. But at the same time, it's like, dude, I came to a late showing to avoid people. And here we are. Here we are with these people that just yap, yap, yap. Anyways, that's a whole nother thing. But I went and Talk to Me. I thought it was really refreshing for a horror. Um, I loved how I'm not gonna, do spoilers, but There is a bit of a twist, not a twist. I don't know how to describe. It's like a the story went in a way in an angle that I didn't think it would go, and that's what I would say is refreshing about it. Like towards the end, there's kind of this reveal, I guess, of sorts that you could say happens with the main character, and it's like it was cool. It was cool to see that aspect of it. And I still have a couple questions about it, but yeah, it deals a lot with like trauma and PTSD and things like that. Obviously, it's kind of it's like this. It also gave me like Insidious vibes in the way that there's a whole nother like ghost realm kind of thing, like the further or whatever. Um, but this felt a lot more like realistic for some reason. But it was pretty. There was a lot of like gruesome kind of ghost like imagery that was like on point. I love to see that kind of attention to detail when it came to like ghosts and stuff. Like you see their faces are all like mangled and stuff. Like I don't know. It was really cool when it came to that. I don't know if that was CGI or practical effects, but or both. But it looked great. Like all that stuff was really creepy. Um, yeah. Definitely some unexpected moments that caught me off guard, that got me, like, jumping in my seat for sure. But yeah, another one I would highly recommend. And, A24 is, like, hit or miss for me. Don't like all of them, but this one is definitely a hit for me. I was really glad that it had been recommended to me. I think Carlito had also told me, "You gotta go see it," and a couple of my friends who know my taste, like, were like, "Yeah, you really have to see it." So I went and yeah, loved it. I really did. I don't know if I would say it's my I have to do like a I don't know, like I have to see a list of all the horror that has come out so far and this year and see where it lands on that list cuz it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Been wanting to see Talk to Me, slowly catching up on everything I missed since March due to my medical issue. Um Yeah, I I don't know if you knew this, Joseph, but I had been on like a 2-year hiatus of like not just like YouTube, but like collecting and like movies, like any of my hobbies were like it was just a pause. So I definitely feel you on that where you're like a little lost, you haven't like caught up with anything for sure. That's just been the story of my life these days where I'm just catching up on a lot. But yeah, let me know. I'll maybe I'll do a video of just like the best theatrical releases so far that I've liked. I don't know. Something like that would be fun. Maybe get Carlito to jump on with me. That's funny. Not funny you say that because I just saw a video in my feed about people forgetting etiquette. Yeah. Oh, it gets on my nerves, dude. And then one of the so it was this couple that was like talking really loud. And then they did shut up once the movie started, but like it was the entire way through the previews, which I do enjoy watching the previews like at the theater these days. That's why I haven't really done trailer reactions as much anymore on my channel because like I realized I miss like watching them at the theater and being surprised there. So anyways, I was a little perturbed about it and like the girl just like starts putting her feet up and like took off her shoes and everything. So it's just like her feet up with like it was just her socks. I was like, damn, people getting real comfortable up in here. Like uh yes, yes, it was definitely a win for me. Yeah, absolutely. Is it true you didn't rank Oppenheimer among your top 4 Nolan films? Bum bum bum. Carlito put on the hot seat. Yeah, it felt real. It did, right? It didn't feel as uh I don't know how to describe it, Conjuring as Insidious. Like those stories feel a little more fabricated in a sense, you know? Even though I love them. Don't take that as something terrible. Yeah, they feel a little more genre, you know? And then whereas Talk to Me feel it did feel a little more raw. Just preliminary gore, but I'm waiting until I watch it for the second time for final ranking. I wanna Carlito, you're so good at ranking movies. I suck at it. It's like the worst. Like, it's the worst kind of agony for me. It's also because, like, I feel like I change my mind all the freaking time. Subscribe, Carlito. It's funny. Yeah, it's okay. Everyone's getting canceled lately. Carlito, it's all good. All right, let's continue. The last voyage of the Demeter. I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of sad Todd isn't in the chat right now because, like, me and him have been talking about this movie and we've been so hyped for it for like ever since we saw the preview. So it's like the one show that he's not here for. It's because I threw a curveball and I jumped on a Wednesday. It's all good. It's on me. It's on me. But anyway, the last voyage. I also really enjoyed this movie. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, which is not a bad thing because I think we were due for a movie like this. It really reminded me of like late 90s, like pick them off one by one kind of horror slash sci-fi ish type of vibes to it. Um, maybe not, maybe not sci-fi with this movie, but you know what I mean from back then. Like I think of oh, Mimic. You remember Mimic? Like those types of movies. That's what this kind of felt like. And so I really dig that. I really dig that style of horror. That was like my go-to back in the day during like it takes me back to like, you know, going to your local movie rental place and just like that was those types of movies were just so big back then. Not even like in theaters, but like in the like rental era, like aftermarket type stuff. So I'd always pick them up and like watch them and stuff. So yeah, this reminded me of that a lot and it felt eerie, creepy, mysterious. You didn't know it was really going to happen. You kind of did. Like if you do follow Dracula or Nosferatu, then yeah, you knew it was going to happen. But it's like, how did that happen? You know, that's the whole point of it. Because it takes place on a big ship, and you know, if you do follow the old storylines and or the book, there's that part that they don't really show in a lot of the movies, at least the ones that I've seen, like the Werner Herzog one I watched a few months back for the first time, and they just like totally skip that part where you know he gets like on the boat and he like you know wreaks havoc on the boat, but you only see the boat land. You don't really see what happened or you know the bodies and anything like that. So it was really cool to see this angle of the story. And like I said, even though you knew the end result, it was like really cool to see it go down. You didn't know like how intense he was gonna look because there's so many different iterations of the character. Speaking of, let's put this that what's it called? You know, it's like, okay, what are we gonna get in this one? And then I think they did something clever where it's like whenever they would show him, like some of his first kills, like they wouldn't show his full like face, his full frontal like angle. Like they would show parts of him, like his weird like back or shoulder or like him crawling, you know, and it was only parts of his weird creepy disgusting body. Like I that alone was creepy. And I really liked the look of him. Once you did finally see his face, it was really well done. There were a couple of scenes I thought like they went a little CGI heavy, but like most of the scenes it looked like it was practical effects, which was awesome. Like there was one in particular where there was like he's literally like over the victim and like you see his face. It's like it was so gooey and gross. It's like, man, they did a good job on that. It looked disgusting. There was something that happened midway, I would say. Was it mid? Maybe towards the end. That I wasn't expecting either. I don't know if that happens in the book or whatnot, but it has never really been presented in the iterations that I've seen before, so that was surprising for me. I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it, but, um, I was surprised they went there. I'll just leave it at that, and I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Maybe a little long too at some parts. I feel like a lot of movies lately are going, like, longer than they need to for some reason. I don't understand that, but that just seems to be the trend lately, like, I don't know, like they need they need better editors to cut a little bit, just like 10 minutes of it. The characters were I liked the main character a lot. Some of the ancillary characters were just that. They were kind of like throwaway characters that didn't really care if they were going to die or not. So that was cool, but there was one character that you really do a couple characters you really do end up liking, and yeah, oh, I wanna say more, but I can't. I don't wanna ruin it. Da, da, da. Jumping on a Wednesday, gotta keep him guessing. Yeah, that's why they gotta hit the notification bell, you know what I'm saying? Because your girl don't got a schedule. For sure, Joseph, Wednesday's usually my YouTube binge day. Oh, cool, okay, it's good to know that, Carlito. Yeah, I'm just trying out different days, just to see what works and what doesn't. Because I am planning to do more comic content and maybe do some more horror content. So I'm planning to add all that stuff, but it's like I don't know what days would be best. So I'm kind of just experimenting with this. Um, Nice, nice, nice. All right, back to this. Mission Impossible did not see. Indiana Jones did not see. I know, I know. I'll probably stream both of those. No, I gotta catch up with Mission Impossible because I'm way behind with those. Indiana Jones, I will definitely stream. Did not see Elemental. I did not see Super Mario Brothers either, which I probably should as well. Little Mermaid, nope. Asteroid City, nope. I want to. I want to see that. Transformers, nope. Oh boy. Oh, that's interesting. Remastered, interesting. And then there's a bunch of Bollywood films. I don't really go into Bollywood films because there's so many. And they actually do play some of them around here. So I should probably like get into it a little bit. But I have trouble keeping up with the English ones. So it's fine. Okay, so now we're heading into coming soon. All right. Now this is where we get geeky and excited for stuff. Equalizer 3. I actually really do want to see this. I saw the preview on one of the shows that I did and it looked awesome. So, and everyone was telling me I should watch the first two. So, yeah, I like Denzel. What can I say? Definitely want to watch that. The Nun 2. Okay. So, the first Nun, I was kind of disappointed after watching that one. I thought I didn't like the ending, if I remember correctly. I liked how like atmospheric it was like early on, but and the story. I liked the backstory that they were giving us throughout, but then towards the end. I remember just being like, "What?" Like, it was anticlimactic. It was creepy, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. So, um, why am I excited for the Nun 2? Because the trailer looked good. I was so shocked. I was like, "Oh, man. I need to watch this." The little freaking cockroaches did it for me. Because honestly, that's one of my biggest fears ever. Like, I have just this irrational fear of cockroaches. That's like it's terrifying for me. Like, just and yeah, like, obviously, when she pops up in the end of that trailer, was also creepy, but the cockroaches really freaking got me. So yeah, definitely wanna see that. That's coming up real soon in a couple weeks. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, I did see the first one, and I used to love the first one. The second one I never saw, so maybe I'll stream this one. I don't think I would go to the theater to watch it. I don't know what is Solar? I don't know what that is. It lives inside. I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna quickly I want to watch this if you guys don't mind. I saw the poster of it the other day. I had no clue.
To tell us stories. The Ayah said never to sleep with a bad feeling in our hearts, because there's a dark thing that feeds on those feelings.
What is the deal with Tamira? Is she doing all right?
My stomach drops every time she appears out of thin air like that. There's something in here. You can't see it. But it lives inside. Don't you hear it? You a shadow.
Oh hell.
It needs to tenderize the soul by attacking your sanity, isolating you from those who love you. And if anyone tries to help you, it will hurt them.
Why are you whispering?
It's listening. It's called the Pishash. It doesn't kill you right away. It eats you slowly.
Oh.
When it's ready, it eats your soul.
I like that music. Kind of reminds me of like Freddie in a way. Interesting. Yeah, I had seen the poster the other day and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" Wow. Wow. Really cool to see like Indian culture infused in there. It looks also a lot like Boogeyman. Did you guys go catch that? Yeah, it gave me those kinds of vibes, but I'll go check it out. Check it out. I like the hair thing. That was creepy. Haunting in Venice. Wait, what's Whitebird? What is Landscape with Invisible Hand? Oh my god, I don't know about any of these right now. Haunting in Venice, I did see. That looks pretty good. I'm excited for that. Tina Fey. Come on. When do you see her in a horror? And then the lady from Everything Has it go? Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's what it is. She's in it too. Yeah, like it looks really, really good. Expendables. I'm down to watch those, but I need to go back and watch the others as well. Dumb Money. Which one's Dumb Money? I'll go over the ones that I know, and then we can go back and maybe watch some trailers. The Creator. I'm definitely looking forward to watching that one, especially with all the craziness happening lately. Yeah, with like AI and ugh, it's creepy, man, to think about all that. But yeah, that looks really good. All right, let's talk about The Exorcist Believer. So the horror fan in me is excited to have another installment of The Exorcist because it doesn't happen very often, right? So it's like cool, we get another one. But the trailer though wasn't that impressive to me. I just wish there's some different, maybe that if they went into a different direction instead of like having it be two girls or something. Like it just looks very, I've said it several times. To me it looks like two Regans instead of one, right? Like it's just very copy and paste type of thing. And at this point we've seen so many movies that you could even like, if they just put a different name and different title on it, it could easily like be considered an Exorcist sequel, right? Because they're after the first Exorcist, there's just like so many copycats after that you kind of like where it goes, the tropes, everything about it. So yeah, I've been kind of preaching about that, where it's like if you're gonna make a sequel or a remake, just like put a little twist on it, make it a little different, but still have the same like vibe to it, Yeah, that's all. Kind of like with Evil Dead, what they did, where the older ones were like goofy and they obviously were still. Sorry, was that loud? They still had gore and it was still pretty creepy, but they also had that goofy side. It's a horror comedy. And then the more current like reboots, they were just way more serious in tone, right? And they were like legit creepy as well. But it was different. And it was like, okay, you had a guy protagonist in the first movies, and then you had the girls in the newer iterations. So it's like do something like that, and look how that was well received, because they changed it, but they still kept the same vibe. Keep the same vibe. It's Carlito say, Exorcist Believer trailer before Talk to Me got me good and amped. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, hey, Sheik. What is up? How's it going, Sarah? Second was cute, but not as funny as first. Okay, cool. I spent 7 years with nuns in primary school. I've done my time. Freaking Gore with the one-liners, man. Gore, that's fair. Oh, yeah. The only film I like that has cockroaches is Mimic. How did we mention Mimic twice in this show? That's like really random. Don't beat the demon. Yeah, very Freddy vibes. Exorcist 3 is fantastic though. Yeah. So like that's the thing too. I also don't want to be super hard on this, because what if it, at the very least, like as long as it's not like an absolute turd, I can find entertainment value out of it, right? So it's weird. I'm like in this middle ground where it's like I'm not super enthused, but I'm also like happy that we're getting something and there's potential there, you know? So I'm just trying to look at it at all different angles. And while I do have like those criticisms, I still am happy to see something new popping up, you know? Oh no, I thought the trailer got me good. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Yeah, I hope it's good too. Dune. I didn't see the first one. I should probably go back and do that too, huh? The Marvels. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that excited for the Marvels, but depending on what's out around that time, I may or may not watch it. Just depends if I have time and if like there there aren't a ton of other movies that I feel like watching or whatever, then maybe I'll go see it. The Hunger Games actually looks decent to me. I don't know. I don't know. I like the other like all the other movies, so maybe I'll like it. I don't know. Actually, that last one wasn't that great if I remember correctly. That one kind of fell off for me, but Trolls I have not watched any of them. Are they on their like third one now, I think? Definitely interested in watching Wonka. I don't know what Wish is. Okay, Saw. Okay, let's watch the trailer. Should we? I watched it already, but I always feel like watching horror trailers.
You picked John Kramer?
The cancer is still spreading. I'm afraid there's nothing else we can do. There is one person who might be able to help.
Our program is a two-pronged treatment outside Mexico City. The results have been stunning.
She saved my life.
You're in very good hands with us.
After that, what happens then?
Your whole life happens then, John Kramer.
According to these scans, the tumor was never removed.
How much time do I have?
Months, at best.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done. Hello, everyone. It's time to play a game. You all pretended to cure me, but what I have planned for each of you is very real.
Peace came upon me. No light, no sound.
The only thing I have not provided is your anesthetic. But trust me, you will want to remain informed. Out of all the men to choose, you picked John Kramer? Please, don't hesitate. Place a big enough piece of your cerebral tissue into the glass enzyme tank. This will save your life.
So sleep, silently.
This is not retribution. It's a reawakening. Live or die. The choice is yours.
Want to play a game? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Joseph, what do you think about this? Oh man, I bet it's a whole different thing. It looks yeah, I think it looks good too. Yes, absolutely. Fuck cancer. Yeah, like I'm a little bit of a hypocrite with this because with the Exorcist one, I'm like, all right, let's do something different with it. I guess because, like, come on, Exorcist is like arguably the best horror, like, well done cinematic, like, masterpiece, right? But that's why I guess I feel some kind of way about the sequels, even though, like Joseph said, Exorcist 3 was good. I'll even pop in the second one too occasionally. But like, I don't know, man. Like there's something about that one that to me feels like don't do the same thing, you know, try something different. But with Saw, I don't know why I'm a hypocrite with it, but I'm like okay with this because this looks like the same, maybe not the same like setups and maybe not the same traps that he's placing, but like ultimately, you know, it's very similar to some of the other stuff that we've been seeing from the franchise. But I am totally cool with that. And this looks fun. So I guess it just depends on the franchise for me. Because this is exactly what a Saw fan would love to see, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I love Saw. The first one is definitely my favorite, but I think that there's only been one that I don't like. That was the one with Chester Bennington. Um, but I've liked all the other ones, really. Even Jigsaw. I liked Jigsaw. So I think I'll like this one. But yeah, this is definitely a franchise that I feel like it's okay to follow the same formula. Um, would I like to see something different? Hell yeah, I would. But it's also like, I don't know, Jigsaw is so iconic too. So it's cool to see him back again, you know? So yeah, it's a little complicated with me and Saw. Because, like, if you guys saw Spiral, with that one, I appreciated the attempt to do something different, but at the end of the day, they didn't really. If you watch that, and I thought that one was, I thought it was a good attempt, and I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't. I think they could have done something totally different and not kind of stuck with the whole Jigsaw type of thing, which they kind of clung on to. You know what I mean? I felt like renaming it Spiral and everything, like they could have taken that chance to reinvent themselves a little more. And no, it was just kind of a different version of Saw, but it was technically the Book of Saw or whatever, right? I don't know, man. Okay, I hope they don't go away. I think they will with it. Please no. I don't know what you mean. I can't wait for Saw. Me too. Hey, J-Man. Hello, hello. Exorcist is the scariest horror film this little Catholic boy ever saw. Yeah, it is. It is scary. It is scary, but I don't know. For me, as a kid, when I watched it when I was, I don't know, in fourth grade, I think. And my mom talked it up too much to the point where it's weird. Like she let me watch all these other horror movies back in the day, but that was the only one she was like, "Hell no, you're not watching that. You're not watching that." Because she had such a like traumatizing time watching it when she was a kid. She was just like, no, she didn't let me. And then I saw it one day on my own, like while she was gone. She wasn't home. And so I watched it and I was like, this isn't that bad. Like it is, but it's like I've seen, because at that point I had seen like all the Nightmare on Elm Street and all that and the Halloweens, and it's just like so I don't really consider it that scary. but I recognize that it's a really good film, and that's why I'm a big fan of it for what it accomplished at the time and for scaring a whole generation of kids like my mother. Wait, Chester was in the Saw film? I must have stopped before that one. Yeah, I think it's number 5 or 6. With this franchise, they kind of are limited because it would be weird to see Jigsaw pulling Michael Myers. Yeah, right. I just think they should maybe just stop with Saw and continue with like the whole thing like they were doing with Book of Saw and like make different characters. That's what I thought they were going to do with Spiral. Like it doesn't have to be the same kind of methods that Jigsaw would do, but like just focus on different serial killers that had like I don't know, like we could have different storylines, kind of like an anthology, but not just follow the same um killer for a couple years and then do another maybe not Spiral, but like I don't know. What's another one word thing, one word title we could do? Saw, knife. Maybe not chainsaw, but like you know what I'm saying. Like, um, yeah, just make each spin-off character have their own series of movies. I think that would be cool. And then have those all be like part of the Book of Saw. So it's like this whole club of weirdos and killers, you know? Oh, snap. I saw it the same way, except I had no idea what it was or any warning. Pre-Nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, I could see if you hadn't really watched other horror movies and that one was like your first like foray into it, then yeah, totally. I could see that being very traumatizing. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. There's just some things I would change, right? But it's all good. Bottoms looks funny. I'm tempted to watch that, but maybe streaming. I don't know what Radical is. And then Five Nights at Freddy's actually looks really fun. I definitely want to watch that. Don't know what The Shift is. And Craven looks freaking weird to me. I just don't know what to say about it. Like, I don't know what to think. I honestly don't. With most movies like this, it's like, okay, well, I'll give it a chance. Maybe I won't go to the theater unless, you know, there's nothing really else to watch. Then sure, I'll watch that, but I'm not clamoring for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, all right, guys. That's about it. We covered what's showing and what's coming soon. Usually I get into some like physical media pickups, but I think for today I'm going to end it here and then we can go over that stuff later at some other point. But yeah, thank you for those that joined me today. I know it was very like spur of the moment. Like I said, I don't typically go live on Wednesdays, but I don't know, this seemed to work out pretty well. I like the different people in the chat today. So I might just continue this going forward, depending on how the day goes at work, you know, and if whether I have enough energy. But yeah. All right, guys. Again, thanks for joining me. I will be doing another live probably on Sunday, probably a Flix and Comix live, where we'll talk about probably upcoming cons. I want to kind of see what's going on and who's going where. But yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of the week. Ciao.